Good afternoon. How's everyone doing today? BK Skip here. And we're in Brooklyn. We're in Gravesend, Kings Highway, West 8th Street. Actually, right by the subway station that was a part of the incident earlier this week. Straight ahead up on Kings Highway in West 7th, where the day began. But welcome. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Finally feeling like late spring, getting closer to summer. They were saying it was going to touch 80 degrees. My car is telling me it's 80 degrees. I don't know how much I believe that, but Adama, how you doing? We're in Gravesend. We'll take a ride through the streets of Gravesend, Brooklyn. We'll pull out now while we can. And once again, I hope this is a nice, relaxing ride. We're on Kings Highway now. We'll be making a right on West 6th, basically cutting right through the heart of Gravesend, Brooklyn. Gravesend being basically the neighbor to Bensonhurst. But up ahead here where the ground elevates, this is the subway station here, the N train, Kings Highway subway station. West 6th and Kings Highway, West 6th and Avenue U, always known as major intersections. Always great shopping over here, always a lot of activity. It's a beautiful day today, so everyone's out and about. Cousin Paulie too. I see you were in here before. Thanks, cuz. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. And Adam also, as usual. Always appreciate it, fellas. Yeah, it is nice. Sun's out. We have some storms coming in. Sorry to hear that, Emma. Really sorry. I really hope it's a passing storm, just like these storms that are coming today. It shall get better. We've all had our ups and downs, and I know when I'm in my downs, I don't want to hear someone else saying, hey, it could always be worse, but you know what? It's true, so we'll go with it, man. If you want to hang out and just for a little cruise, should have some pretty cool sights going down Avenue U at this time. There should be a lot of activity, a lot of people shopping. So I hope it does get better for you, Adam. This is Avenue T, so we're rolling south down West 6. We're going to go to the next avenue, which is Avenue U, and then make the left on Avenue U. And again, I appreciate you joining. This is a solo trip. I'm going to wait until maybe a few more people pop in. I'll say it again, but this Saturday around noontime, 1 o'clock, Scotty Boy and I will be taking a road trip. So I'm hoping all you available, you'll be able to join us. It should be a few hours. So I'm hoping over the few hours, we'll have some activity in the chat, and we'll make the road trip go by even quicker. But that's going to be this Saturday, around noon, sometime between noon and 1 o'clock. This today, just a solo trip with Skip. This actually is the same path as my Gravesend pre-record. Avenue, West 6th Street, Gravesend. Actually just had lunch at the luncheonette to the right, to the west. Vinny's Luncheonette. It's actually called Vinny's Lunchbox. Delicious. Yankees for life. How you doing, man? Tough one yesterday. I wasn't able to see much of it, but I heard we let the kid destroy us at the plate. I think Garrett Cole had pride issues, and he wanted to pitch to the kid, is from what I hear. I know with the condensed schedule, they're playing a lot of games, which is great the baseball season, because I hate when they start the season and there's a day off. And I love when there's baseball every night. It's great. But I'll be able to actually watch it tonight, which I'm happy about. So this is Avenue U, coming up to the triangle. That's what locals would call it on the right-hand side. A couple of good pizzerias and cafes over to the left. Kitty's Gill on the right. Actually, it's a little late to be getting out. Maybe some after-school activities. McDonald Avenue up ahead. So nice. We'll be stopping at McDonald under the train tracks. Right up next to this bus. So this Avenue U and McDonald Avenue. Yeah, no, that's what I heard, Yankees for life. You know, Cole, I think Garrett Cole has a lot going through his head because everyone's on him about not having his sticky tack, which, look, as a ball player, I know we all look for our little advantages. So, to me, as long as they're not out of hand with trying to enhance their grip, once you start adding glue to the grip, but I understand. So this is West Street. We're crossing over now into the east numbers. So here, traveling east, we will now hit East 1st Street. Also have to watch out for people just whipping their car doors open like that, because they just open. You have to get out. Some midday gridlock. But thanks. So on Saturday, we'll be going to Pennsylvania, which I'm looking forward to. Love a good road trip. I'll have Scotty Boy with me. It'll be good times. Hopefully you guys will be joining. As for today, I'm going to try to get through Brooklyn. This here is always a pretty bad spot for gridlock. Hopefully if we can get past these next couple of lights, we'll be in good shape. The city bus behind me is getting a little upset. Yeah, this stretch of blocks is always gets jammed up over here. Open up the windows. Let you guys hear a little bit. New electric Benz there on the left. Sounds like a golf cart going by. That's actually the city bus behind me, beeping at all of us. Nowhere really to go, though. Yeah. Ah. Yeah. Still beeping. A lot of beeping. A lot of nice vehicles around here in this area. Be way more careful, like that M3 right there. Actually, M4. Not a fan of that color though. See, double parking is the issue here now. Yep. That was probably pretty loud in you guys' ear. That yellow bus can't get past that minivan there. Got all types of issues. Not really sure what this minivan is doing. Oh, okay. Alrighty, okay, alrighty. It's 7 Series. Alright, come on now. Oh, looks like we got through that mess. Always fun times on Avenue. So Ocean Parkway is ahead of us now. Ocean Parkway is a major north to south. Go south to Coney Island, all the way up to Prospect Park. And then from there, we'll connect to the Prospect Expressway and take you into Manhattan. So if you were looking to go into the city now, we're going to Manhattan. We can take Ocean Parkway up or take it south, right down to Coney Island. Go past Lincoln High School, Sebastian Telfair, Stephon Marbury. Always good teams out of Lincoln High School. The neighborhood that we're going into now would be it's really like Midwood. Most people from around here would consider it Sheepshead Bay because it's not really Coney Island. Coney Island is way further south. Sheepshead Bay really is further south to the right also, but most would think of it up here also as being the Sheepshead Bay area. This fella's turning. That guy almost ran over that guy on the bike. That was fun. Hopefully we don't have too many yellow cheese bus is going to have a tough time getting by. That is a beautiful Benz right there. CLS AMG, I'm pretty sure. He took the badges off, but that's a beaut. Sorry, guys, for the view of the just school bus. See if maybe I can get away from this thing. I'd rather you guys see the road ahead as opposed to the bus ahead, who's having trouble with this double parked car as predicted. Let you guys hear a little bit. I hope that was caught on camera. That was pretty funny. The guy on his little motor scooter almost ran over the two little kids. And she's going to go through the light. Okay. That helps things. That really helps things, man. Coming up to Coney Island Avenue here, next major intersection. Lots of people out today. It's a beautiful day. 80 degrees in Brooklyn, New York. This will be another long light to cross, but hopefully we'll get through it. This is one of the days when you're driving through Brooklyn and you know you're just not going to get anywhere fast. So you either better leave super early or just deal with the fact that this is what you got. Coney Island Avenue, which if you go right, head south, will take you into Coney Island, or north, up to Prospect Park. Not sure exactly why that guy just stopped right there, but we'll roll with it. Lots of great Chinese restaurants here. Great dim sum, wontons, noodles, good Thai food. As you see, there's each block there's at least a few different restaurants on each block here for the next few miles. Eventually until when we lead up into Marine Park. But from here into Marine Park, tons and tons and tons and tons of restaurants. Sit down places, take out places, walk up places. Lots to eat around here. Subway up ahead is the Q train. That is the train that I took to high school. It was fun. Always a good time on the Q train. Sixteenth Street. The train runs north and south along 16th Street. I'll give you some sounds. And YouTube, that's not me playing that music. Again, I want to thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for checking it out. Another trip with Skip. Avenue U. Now Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. Started over by Gravesend. Heading east, Sheepshead Bay, Midwood, Marine Park. Coming up on Ocean Avenue now. Ocean Avenue will bring us a little closer to Marine Park. Not yet, though. They might even consider this like home crest. Beautiful day. Ocean Avenue. The well-known Puppy City on the left. Great place to get a pup. Even better place to just window shop for a pup, in my opinion. It's nice to see the neighborhood moving again. Everyone coming out of hibernation. It's nice. Like I said, we do have storms coming pretty soon, so. But it is warm. Feels a little sticky. Feels good. I'll take the heat over the cold any day of the week. The boroughs are way more enjoyable when it's warm out. Everything's walkable, everything's so accessible, but to me, as soon as the sun starts shining, everything truly comes alive. This is Bedford Avenue. Bedford runs all the way up to basically Bedford-Stuyvesant, the neighborhood. actually runs straight through Brooklyn College. So if you wanted to go to Brooklyn College, hang that left there, and you're going to run right through the campus, actually. Great pork store on the left. Classic old-fashioned style pork store. YouTube, that's not me. Coming up to Brennan and Carr on the right-hand side. Brennan and Carr is very, very, very well known for its roast beef sandwiches. They take the whole roast beef sandwich and cheese on a roll, and they dip the whole sandwich right in the whole cauldron of juice. The bread gets all nice and soaked, and it's soggy in a good way. Right there on the right. It's a small sit-down place, maybe about 10, 15 chairs. Brennan and Carr. Been there since 1938. Right there on the left side is a walk-up window. So you just walk in, place your order, have a nice day. We'll actually get a better view of it now, too. Around these fellas. Right there. Walk-up window right there. All the pigeons enjoying their supper there on the right. Someone hooked them up with a bunch of bread. So basically crossing into Marine Park now. It'll open up. We'll check out the park. I'm sure there's a lot going on in the park. We'll pass by there. There should be. Usually a day like today, the basketball courts are packed, the bocce courts are packed, playground's packed. All the kids are out from school. I think tomorrow might be a day off. Bobland, how you doing? How's it going? Thanks for joining. We're in Brooklyn. We're just in Gravesend. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day in New York City. Close to 80 degrees. We have some thunderstorms coming in. It's sunny. A little humid. Everyone's out and about. So we're taking a little trip with Skip. Solo trip this time. I went solo. I'll tell you again. Saturday, we're gonna do a road trip with Scotty Boy. Around noon, maybe around 1 p.m. Saturday. It'll be a few, a day trip. So a few hours there, probably a few hours back. Guess kind of a marathon, but not really. Just a road trip. So with my channel, I guess that's considered a marathon. We might get away from Avenue U now. Let's see how this pans out up here. Oh. Yeah, and Adama wasn't feeling too good, so I hope he's feeling better. He said he wasn't feeling too good. But we all have our ups and downs, so we get through it together. Figure I'd let you guys enjoy that since I can't provide legitimate tunes. You'll get that a lot driving around. You'll have people providing music for you. So once the summer starts going in certain neighborhoods, people are playing their music. Let this guy sneak in here real quick. And we'll go. Great pizzeria here on the left. Pizza d'Amore. Classic, not brick oven. Classic old school oven. Salty cheese. Good stuff. Yeah, it's beautiful out, Mom. I'm gonna get off Avenue U so we can head towards Marine Park. Yeah, it is a nice day. I'll show you the park. Should be a lot going on over there. This is Marine Park, the neighborhood. And at the center of the neighborhood is the park itself. But this neighborhood, it's a great, quiet, mostly residential, very safe, not a lot of congestion. As you can see, we're getting around that little congestion we had there. It's really, it's a great neighborhood. It really is. Still one of the very good ones. We can get past this light, you'll see the park be right in front of us. Straight ahead. So we're going to run the perimeter of it. If this person decides to continue on with her journey. Marine Park. Marine Park Junior High School is on the right, connected to the park itself. The closest high school would be Madison. Handball games going here. I grew up in this neighborhood, but I did not attend this school. But thanks, Momland. Appreciate you hopping in. Coming up on 5 o'clock, rush hour. It still feels like it's in the upper 70s. We'll see once we turn this corner here. You'll see how crowded the park, I'm assuming, is going to be. Should be a bunch of basketball games going on. Yeah, man. Always appreciated. Always appreciated, my man. Oh, man. That was a close one. Yep. Playground's crowded, but not crazy. Got the Carvel truck up ahead. He must be excited about the warm weather coming. It's a gold mine right there, setting up Mr. Softy right outside the park. Co-train, what's going on, bud? We're back at that same park where I went live with Vinny. Marine Park. Started out in Gravesend. Yeah, tons of games going on today. Basketball courts on the right. Let's see if there's maybe somewhere I can park over here. So get a glimpse of the park. Hope you're doing good, Co-Train. I'm going to whip around the block and just get a better look at the park. Just to see how it's what's going on there. This is Fillmore Avenue. Fillmore Avenue is basically the main route through the neighborhood of Marine Park. Fillmore, and then you have East 36, which is the north-south, so we'll wrap around on 36th. I'm at my daughter's first high school softball game. Wow. She had 11 strikeouts. No, wow. Awesome. Co-train. Tell her to keep it up. That's awesome. Wow. Now, is that high school she's on? Is that a varsity high school, or is it freshman high school with her on like are there 3 high school teams, like a freshman JV varsity, or is it just a varsity, just a JV? That's awesome. Either way, it doesn't matter. She's doing that against 7th graders. It's awesome. It's great to hear, Co-Train, really. We'll see how when I pull into this parking lot here, there's probably a few games going on. We'll see if we can catch a glimpse of anything in this park right now. I don't know if they're playing in any school games. That makes sense, Co-Train. That makes complete sense. That's awesome. I'm assuming once she hits high school and she's going to have aspirations for a little SEC conference and go down to Florida. All right, guy, I don't want to have to beep at you, but thank you. That wasn't me with the aggressive beeping, by the way. I don't want my YouTube family to think I'm an aggressive beeper like that. There was no need for that. It was a little aggressive. So yeah, we'll pull into this lot. Yeah, no games yet. But I'll spin around. I'll show you Co-Train where they'll have a lot of games in here. Mainly now, just people just practicing. I'll give you a little glimpse. See some fields there, straight ahead. And another field here. Marine Park. As you can hear, quiet. It's quiet for Brooklyn. It's a nice area. It's a very nice area. We'll let that gentleman go. We're not in a rush. trying to show you around anyway. Tennis courts here on the left. I was never into tennis. I mean, if you gave me a racket, said, all right, you want to, yeah, sure. I had a tennis ball back and forth, but never got into it. Hey, David S. Cameron, how you doing? Mr. David S. Cameron, thank you for popping in. Thank you for the support. It's always appreciated. See if I could pull over. I was hoping there'd be a spot over here I could pull over, so you guys can hear some of the activities over there. You can stop, lady. You can stop, lady. Okay. I'll just come down this side block. I'll hang a right, come down the side block just to see if I can pull over there. If not, I'll find another spot. I wanted to kind of near the basketball courts. With this here, Marine Park, Brooklyn, way different feeling than Gravesend. Way more residential over here. Quiet. Less traffic. Wow, and 4 different pitches. 4 different pitches. I hope she can all throw them for a strike, right? I don't know if that's the same with softball, but I know with baseball, right? If you can throw all 3 or all 4 for a strike, you're in good shape. Right. Hoping there's a spot on the corner up here, but let's see. Give you guys a glimpse of the basketball games. Let me park over here. Let's see if I can get in this parking spot. Do a little parallel parking while live. A 3-pointer. Oh yeah. Just wanted to pull over here for a second so I can check out the chat. Let you guys hear a little bit of the park. Let's check it out. David S. Cameron, I seriously love these. It's like my introduction to New York City. Oh, wow. Awesome. As it really is. It's cool to catch up with you live, but I've watched through all your uploads as well. Thank you, David S. Cameron. That's really the idea. I really just want to give you a glimpse, daily life, daily live look-ins. There's been a lot of news the past couple of days about Brooklyn. Obviously not good news, but the news reporters, the national news, they all run down there. They get there, set up their cameras. They were right there where we started this live. We were on Kings Highway and West 7th Street, which is where that person entered the subway. So they were there also. I was there today, and life goes on in a good way. That's why I heard a few times on the national broadcast. Well, I actually heard someone say on the national broadcast, well, if this is going to happen, better it happen in New York, just because the people know how to deal with it, which we'll take that as a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment because it's true. We go on with our lives. I rode the subway into high school. As a 13 and 14-year-old kid, I was getting onto the subways every day and taking it to Manhattan from Brooklyn. So when I see polls going up, people being asked, hey, are you going to change your plans? Are you going to avoid the subway now? No. You always knew that if someone was crazy enough and wanted to do something crazy enough like that, that's living in New York City. So I don't think you're going to have many people being like, hey, I'm not riding the subway anymore because of that crazy guy. New York City is a big place, and we deal with a lot. We just have a lot. We have a lot of good. We have a lot of bad. We have a lot of gray. We have a lot of it's 9/11 taught us a lot in a bad way, but it taught my generation especially that, hey, this stuff is real. But here in New York City, life goes on. Especially when you see New York City portrayed in national media. It's fascinating because it's always seen as a pivotal place in the world. But it's funny how something like that could happen, and then right away you could see a narrative that comes around like, hey, are people going to change their plans now? That night, the night that happened, I was listening to sports radio later on that night. And in New York City alone, we were having 80,000 people attend sporting events. I think the Yankees were in Yankee Stadium, and the Islanders were in USB, in their new arena. And the question came up, well, hey, will the people that don't attend tonight's game because of what happened? No. Because if you are a true New Yorker and you're truly surprised that what happened, I don't know what to tell you. Because that's something that you don't have to be that sick in the mind to think like, hey, if someone really wanted to just, do X, Y, and Z, they can kind of do X, Y, and Z. So you know that as a New Yorker going into your daily life. And I appreciate that, David S. Cameron. Game over. 5 innings, 13 strikeouts, no hits. Wow. Got a triple double and 2 walks. Wow. Perfect. Awesome, Coach Rain. Happy to hear that. Fast game. Woo. Done by 5 o'clock. Parents are happy. That's awesome. That time of year. Another great part of the year. As soon as the Masters comes around, it's a true Holy Week. Awesome poetry. Yeah, the way the news portrays what's going on in a particular city can always lead back to politics too. And I don't know if you guys know, but we just elected a new mayor in New York City, Mayor Eric Adams. Mayor Eric Adams is a former detective in NYPD. So he's taking over New York City at a time where perception had it for a lot of people that de Blasio kind of left the NYPD out to dry. So with Eric Adams coming in, there was also the perception like, hey, he's gonna take control of the streets a little bit more. He's going to shore up the subways, because a major factor with people coming back to New York City is to ride the subways. If the subways aren't safe, you're not going to get New York City back without the subways. New York City is literally run by the subways. The subways are the veins of New York City. Those cars running through New York City are the blood cells running through a body. If those arteries are clogged, or if you got people, it's not going to work. Yeah, it hit like about 80 down here, Coltrane. Teresa Murphy, how you doing? Good to see you, Teresa Murphy. We're in Brooklyn. Marine Park. So yeah, this happening early in this new mayor's tenure, it undoubtedly is going to bring about some sort of political, you know. And apparently, this gentleman had a page and was commenting on that, saying that this new guy wasn't going to be able to stop stuff going on in the subways. But the subways are key. I mean, when I was going to high school, I was a kid, so you look at it a little differently. But as I got older and then started working in Manhattan, you never really felt unsafe in the subway. Those were old stories. Those were old stories that you'd hear from your parents. Oh, you know, don't leave anything in your back pocket. Watch out for the pickpocketers. Watch out for the guys coming over to wash it. You know, those were kind of things of the past, things that theoretically Giuliani cleaned up, because I remember the Giuliani days. Those were the days where if you were just hanging out, we were hanging out as kids in this neighborhood, in this park at night. And it was a whole different mentality. So fast forward, we go Cycle, we go Giuliani, we go Bloomberg for, I don't know, how long he was in office for 3 terms. De Blasio. Now Adams comes into this. So the perception right away is, hey, this might put a fear into New York City, but it's not going to put a fear into New York City. This guy was just, you know, one nut job's not going to do it. Believe me. If a whole organization can't do it, one guy's not going to do it. I'm in Pudaland, which was the Empire City in the original New York. Oh, if you like, the real city apart from the rest of Britain. So a real affinity with New York City. Of course, it's politics. Very interesting, David S. Cameron. Yeah, New York City, it's interesting because going back in time, it was really Philadelphia that was the center of the universe in the United States. Really. Obviously, Virginia, and then up, it was the Liberty Bell. It was Philadelphia. That was it. I feel like New York City just had the perfect combination of climate, access to water, geography, and tons, and Ellis Island, obviously. Once people realize that you can just jam this place with as many people as possible, and it's also it sounds crazy, but it's the concrete. If you look at Manhattan has a specific type of bedrock. It's called Manhattan bedrock concrete, and that's why you can build. And if Manhattan has 2 skylines, it has a downtown skyline and it has a midtown skyline. But there's parts of Manhattan that are not built as high. Those are just parts where the concrete's just not as firm. But add that into it. That the only reason why you can pile the island of Manhattan with all these skyscrapers is because of the concrete, the bedrock. And the World Trade Center, the original World Trade Center, was built from land. They built land off the island from the original World Trade Center. So it's that concrete. It's plus it consists of 5 boroughs. All boroughs have complete access to water. It was a melting pot. Mets. What's up with the Mets? I like the Mets. They're exciting. Oh, yeah, yeah, so, yeah, Cotrain's a Boston guy. They're the Red Sox up there. New York, we have the Mets and the Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan, but I'm not a hater. I'm not an arrogant, you know what, typical, stereotypical Yankees fan. I love the game of baseball. Just grew up, here, where it only made sense to be a Yankee fan. So, but I have tons of Met fan friends. Mets and Yankees are in New York. We typically don't like the Boston teams. Hence me bickering back and forth with Cotrain as the season goes on. Yeah, Cotrain's daughter today. That's awesome. Awesome. Teresa Murphy. Ryan is throwing 96. Wow. Keep me posted, please. Jersey girl, how's it going? I'll be sure to try to give you fair warning when I end up by South Brooklyn, Carroll Gardens area. I'm usually in this area, which is Marine Park, which is the southern part of Brooklyn, which is why when you wrote that, I was like, well, because if it's southern Brooklyn, I'm always in Marine Park, Sheepshead Bay, Coney Island, Gravesend, where we started this, on the southern part of Brooklyn. But for some reason, when they were designing this place, well, I know why, because it's south of Manhattan, they named South Brooklyn, up by Carroll Gardens, Park Slope, not too far from Sunset Park, which is where that incident earlier this week ended, up there, further up north in Brooklyn, 34th Street and 4th Avenue. I'm sorry if anyone heard that lyric as that car just passed by. But yeah, Teresa, that's awesome. Because they're working on him then with that velocity, Teresa, because I feel like he was like mid to low 90s. Teresa, if you know, I always meant to ask you where Ryan played his summer league baseball, because I played for an organization called the Bayside Yankees, and we played up there. I know there was a team called Frozen Ropes. I think they were out of either Connecticut or at Hudson Valley. Then there was it was a team South Troy Dodgers, which I know Troy is I think further up by Albany. In Brooklyn, we had youth service and the Brooklyn Bonnies, teams that would travel nationally to play summer league ball. Back spasm. Okay, that's fine. Stu Pigeons, how you doing, man? What's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. But yeah, back spasm. It's okay. Sag Hub. Okay, so you mentioned that team when I was with Scott. Okay, so that was the summer league team that they played out there. Okay, never played against them. Jersey girl, how you doing? Vermont Mountaineers. Okay, I've heard of them also. Southern. See, he was around. Okay. Southern. See, he's younger than me, and I know that whole landscape, even from the time that I started playing summer league baseball to what it is now, it's a whole different ball game. It was a little more consolidated back in the day. We had very select summer league teams where if you were going to play Division I, Division II baseball, you selected from a handful of teams that you knew those teams were going to be followed by college scouts, and the pro scouts were all going to be there. I know even I ended up coaching 14-year-olds after I was done playing, and by that time, the whole landscape had changed. Basically, if you got a group of parents together and they were able to put enough funds together to secure some fields and permits and insurance, that people were breaking off and creating their own pseudo organizations, I guess, renting out indoor spaces for winter workouts, and broke apart all the big guys, so to speak. Assassinito Dirati, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. But summer league baseball was fun because you had school leagues. School started now and went until about Memorial Day weekend, but it was a whole different atmosphere after Memorial Day weekend, and you got into the summer, and you got with your summer league players. And the team that I played on, we would have guys from out of town. So the team was based out of Queens. It was based out of Kew Gardens, Queens. But the coach recruited from all over the country. Well, all over the country. But wherever he was out, he would recruit for the team and get players to play for us in the summer and recruit them by telling them, hey, we travel to the best tournaments around. All the best scouts and coaches will be there. But we had kids from Tennessee, from North Carolina, Garrett Gore, North Carolina, Hunley, the catcher that ended up playing for the Padres. So it was cool. It was a whole different atmosphere. A lot of traveling, a lot of overnight trips, going down south to play, going out to Texas to play. It was great. It really, really, really was. Yeah, and I'm sure you know all about the summer league, because even with the summer leagues, the big thing with our team was the winter workouts. There weren't those handful of select leagues had access to indoor facilities during the winter time up until about February. So those would be the tryouts for the summer league team, because then after that, the kids would, we would go to our school leagues in March, and then the summer league teams wouldn't see us back until after Memorial Day weekend. So that winter workout was usually like a 10-week winter workout, really was crucial, because that's how you got on those teams. You needed to go to that workout, be seen in those indoor workouts, and then be invited back for that first quote unquote tryout in the summer. But by the time that first tryout in the summer came, they pretty much knew who was going to be picked. The one example, and I'll tell you this funny story, the one example of when someone popped up that wasn't in the winter workout. So pretty much we think the team is set. We're up at Pace University in Pleasantville, New York. And it's right after Memorial Day weekend. We're all getting ready, seeing everyone again for the summer. And I'm over at first base. And all of a sudden, coming in a little late is this big guy. Takes his stuff off, goes over to the coach. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what position you play? Third base. He goes over to third base. First couple of balls hit to him. I run over. I get on my first base. He throws them. You could just tell the kid was a stud. It was Pedro Alvarez. Pedro Alvarez was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates, or came up with the Pittsburgh Pirates. But before that, right out of high school, he was drafted in, I believe, the third or fifth round by the Red Sox, and turned it down to go to college. Can you believe that? Turned down a couple of $1 million from the Red Sox right out of high school. No one in his family had attended college before, so he wanted to go to college. So he went to Vanderbilt. He goes to Vanderbilt. He was on the team with David Price. I think David Price was a few years older, but he was on that same team. He goes to Vanderbilt. He wins Rookie of the Year in the SEC, first year of Vanderbilt. Has 2 more great years. After his junior year, he goes back into the draft. Drafted in the first round by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Comes up with the Pirates. Gets an awesome signing bonus just to join the squad. And it worked out for him. He did not get hurt in college. That's usually always the fear, or the regress in college is a fear. He did not. He had a great college career. Vanderbilt's top program in the country, so it worked out for him. But he was someone that had just showed up Memorial, that first summer tryout, and we were like, okay, I think we have a third baseman. But he always had a problem laying off the curveball. He was like Aaron Judge when Aaron Judge first came up, and he ended up playing a few years with the Pirates. He then ended up with the Orioles for a few years. He's not playing anymore. Very good arm there, but a bit erratic. Would have a few throwing errors. His eye, his plate discipline always hurt him. I think it's Anthony Elios. Sorry, guys. Anthony Elios. Oh, someone yelling. I thought it was the bus driver. It wasn't the bus driver. Good to see you. Yeah, congrats to Coach Train. Yeah, David is Cameron. That's awesome, because I know there's a lot of people in the States that are extremely interested with your country over there, and the continent in general, and the monarchy and all that. So I find it fascinating that you enjoy a glimpse into our life here. That's good, Teresa. Hope now too, they're very cautious with that stuff. Completely different from when I was playing. We just had a pitch counter, an ice, and an ace bandage. That was all you needed. All right, how many pitches does he have? Okay, all right, ice it up. Damn. People are getting restless. It's awesome. You guys are awesome here. I love it. I love it. You guys are having a great conversation. Really, really, really do. Awesome. I don't even know if I should start driving or not. It's so peaceful here, right by the park. Until everyone starts beeping. Yeah, baseball was life. Baseball was life from the age of 8 to, I'd say, 23. Baseball was life. Then I picked up golf, which I got to get back into. If I do go out on the course, I'll definitely hop on live for a second. Maybe I should start with the driving range. Maybe that would be my first on-camera appearance. Well, not first, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Teresa, you always have to worry about that too. And it's funny, the coach from Vanderbilt was known for that. Like a guy like David Price, when he was at Vanderbilt, he was throwing a lot of pitches. He was the type of guy where he wanted to win, and he was going to stretch you out and stretch you out and stretch you out. And that arm is sacred. I never pitched. And I always had a rubber arm for a position player where I can go out there and I could just stretch for a couple of minutes and I'm good. Had a good arm. Played third, so had a good arm, but thankfully I've had issues. My hamstring, that was my downfall. Yeah, I'd be pissed too. Yeah, right over to many of them over to Ellis Island, David S. Cameron. We welcome the world here. We really do. '94 what, Coach Train? Oh, Klecko. That's funny, Anthony. Moved to the suburbs of Philadelphia, Delaware County. My next door neighbor was huge. Getting out of a truck turned out to be Joe Klecko. Yeah, from the Jets. And his Ben Podges Davis and his bro Glenn Dodd. Wow, that's awesome, Anthony Elios. I'd imagine they're. I know when you see a bunch of football guys, even though they're huge, they're huge. Oh, I would love that, Teresa Murphy. So I got into golf because I started working at a private country club. Never touched a golf club. And I was working there, doing valet, doing halfway house, holidays. I'd go inside, I'd busboy, whatever, anything. And before I knew it, I had a collection, me and there was another valet Parker guy in the booth, a collection of golf clubs in there. So on Mondays were outings days, there was outings, course was closed. They would let the employees go out and play on the golf course. And I never did it. Finally, the guy's like, you have to. I'm like, you know what? These people are obsessed with the sport. Let me give it a shot. I went out there, hit a few balls, hooked for the next, 10 years straight. Tried to play as much as humanly possible. So, the past 2 years, past 2 summers, I've not played as much as I wanted to. And I have, people that want to play, people that I got a group of friends that they've been playing for the past month. I prefer warmer weather, but I love, and especially the country club experience. It's another level. I know it from the the server end. It's your course. It's unbelievable. And I played as a guest on a couple of other courses in Nassau County. There's a ton of private courses in Nassau County. That's why to play public courses, you pretty much have to go out east or go to Bethpage or something like that. Eisenhower, there's Harbor Links. but most of them are going to be private courses, and it's a whole different atmosphere. Oh man, grew up in the 1980s at Thatcher, smashed on industry, shipping was finished, so I drugs keep flooding, and it's harrowing. Man, that's I have a few friends that would love to get into a conversation with that, for sure. That's a whole handicap co-train. You know what? I signed up, I have my login, and I started entering scores, and I just stopped, so I don't even have enough entered to know. I was more on the trying to, like, I actually, 92, I think, is my best official score. No cheating, official rules, no mulligans, legit course. Not from the tips, but, hey, what's real? I was more, all right, let's try to break 100. Then I don't think I ever broken. Wait, did I? Shoot, now I can't remember. But I don't know my handicap. And I'm more on that, like, I'm going to go out on the course and I'm going to, and, I know my way around. I can get around the course, but I'm more going to be trying to shoot a 90. That's realistic. What's real? Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. Really, really, really do. Mobland still here. Thank you, sir. Oh, Nelly. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm sure that place is in great shape. I'm sure it's got great food. Certain occasions, the end of the night were great. When the chef rang that bell, woo. Oh wow, Ben says his father through. That makes sense. When you grow up in it, you grow up in it. And it's nice to be able to have all that property and everything like that. I grew up on a street. This park here on the right was where I was able to do my thing as a kid. Golf is ridiculously addictive. You have to have a lot of time and a lot of patience, and you have to realize that we all stink. That's what I realized working at the country club. Even the guys that think they're really, really, really good. Yeah, sure, you have your scratch golfers walking around. But overall, as long as you respect the course, respect the game, you don't go out there like a bunch of don't be a jerk out on the course. Respect the game, keep the pace, wear the proper attire. If you're not good, that's okay. Just keep the ball moving. Don't every shot, if you hit it in the woods, take 35 minutes to look for the ball. Have respect for where you're at. And you don't have to be necessarily good. Yeah, driving ranges are a great place to unwind. Hit the driving range, go to the putting green. I could stand at a putting green and just putt balls for a few hours at a time. Light up a nice cigar. Great. People go to the driving range, they camp out. They have lunch. Kids are doing their schoolwork. It's everyone stinks, and it's also, you can go play around, go home, watch the pros do it, then you can go do it. You can try to do what they do. You can try to hit the shot that they do. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Probably not going to drive it as far as them, but maybe that scorched 6-iron with a nice baby fade. It's a good feeling. Well, now I'm into darts, which I actually had a great darts night last night, by the way. I clinched it for we had a great team performance. I was in the final group 601, 3 versus 3. Came down to the other team to double out. They couldn't double out. I had 8 left, had that double 4 staring at me on the top right-hand corner. Boom! First dart. How you doing? Appreciate it, Mobland. You the man. Yeah, no, it's I think it's more about just knowing how to play the game. If you know how to play the game, then you can go out and play with people that are good. Because people that are good and know how to play and play the proper way, especially on a private course like that, you can't There's just certain things you can't do. There's certain ways you can't. It's just, it ruins it. It ruins it for everyone. It really does. And it's not even a matter of being, like I said, the talent, scoring well. You can go out, you could shoot a 115, but if you do it in the right way, bring multiple, golf balls with you, so you're not searching too long. You don't want to hold people up. You want to keep the flow. Yeah. No, yeah, it's true, Teresa Murphy. Especially when you go to and then a live event and you watch the pros do it, which they're actually down in Hilton Head now, which is where I just was a few weeks ago. When you watch them and you hear the sound of the golf ball coming off that club and the flight of the ball, it's amazing watching them play. It really, really is amazing to watch them play. It's fun, Teresa Murphy. It's humbling, though, in a sense. It's frustrating at times, but it is fun. They say it's great in terms of a business sense because you're stuck with someone or a couple of people in close quarters, just chasing a ball around all day. You're having a couple of drinks, so you're almost forced into conversation. You're out, you're with someone for 4 hours. It's a great time. There's a great pitch and putt, a par 3, 18-hole par 3 down in Rockaway Beach that my buddies go to all the time. I'll have to show you guys that too, which you don't usually see 18-hole par 3s. Yes, Assassinino. You don't have to be good. You just have to know how to play, how to keep the ball moving, how to keep it the program, as they say. And if you're playing with, you're out there with 3 people that are good, they're really good. You don't want to be you don't want to ruin it for them. Why would I? Some people will be like, oh no, whatever. I'm going to enjoy my time. It's you guys deal with it if I suck. Like, no, that's really just not how the sport goes. But yeah, I think if you're a new golfer and you feel like you're not good enough to play with certain people, I wouldn't worry about that. I would show those people that you just know how to play, know the rules, know how to, call it quits. You hit a ball in the woods where you're like, oh man, I just spent a few minutes looking for a ball. These guys, they're ready to shoot. There's no one in front of us. All right, I'm going to drop it right here. I'll knock off 2 strokes off myself. Keep it moving. Pine Valley, ooh. Pebble Beach, never been out there, but I've heard that's beautiful out in Pebble Beach. Oh, wow, no one playing in high school. Marucci, Tiger Woods Championship, Pine Valley. He beat, oh, wow. Very cool, Anthony Elios. Golf's a great sport. It's not a cheap sport, though, man. I'll tell you. Oof. It could put you back some. Thankfully, I had all my clubs, and still to this day, all my clubs except just my putter and my sand wedge, they're all hand-me-down still from the country club. So I never went out and bought that $600 driver. I mean, the guys and gals at the country club, Tuesdays was ladies' day. Every year would go out and get a new set of clubs, full set, new driver, new irons, $3,000, drop $3,000. Oh yeah, then $3,000. Oh yeah, you want to go? We got to get a new set, $3,000. That's how I ended up with, hey, you want this? Hey, you want that? Hey. But I still use those clubs. I still use a club that my driver is probably about a 10-year-old driver. I don't care. Pinehurst. Yeah, never played Pinehurst, but heard good things about it. So you've played a lot. Have you played any in this area? Any Assassinino? Any like the Long Island? Any like maybe Bethpage or Shinnecock out there? Yeah, David S. Cameron. There's plenty of public courses around here. There's a ton of private courses also. I mean, in Brooklyn, there's 2 public courses. So in Brooklyn, you have 2. There's city public courses. So there is access. If you get picky, they're crowded. So if you can, you drive out to the suburbs. You drive out to Jersey. I would drive out east to Long Island. Out in Suffolk County is where you're going to find a lot of the public courses. Golf, what's real? We are speaking about the game of golf, I think, if you're speaking to me. Mini golf's fun. There's some really cool mini golf courses out in Ocean City and Myrtle Beach, all those places like that, those beach towns. They all have really, really, really cool mini golf places. You're going over lakes and stuff. It's pretty cool. Like they have actual scorecards. People are betting on it. The Masters. That's when you know springtime has arrived. The Masters is the best. Love the Masters. Absolutely love the Masters. I mean, I couldn't believe that Tiger Woods, the fact that he even competed is amazing. But that's him. That's what he's going to be. You're going to forget about his first comeback. He's going to be known as the comeback kid, Tiger Woods. The man's talent is just unreal. Yeah, North Carolina. I went down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is right on the border of North Carolina. One of the courses we played actually crossed over into North Carolina. There were a few holes that were on the North Carolina side. And that course actually also ended with a par 6, which I believe I parred, which I don't know if I should be happy about. Yes. The best is when you hit it and you don't even feel it off the club. It's just that pure, just like baseball when you catch the barrel. Great feeling. Yeah, what's real? It's I didn't until about the I think like 23. I was like 23 years old when I finally tried it out. It's fun. Very fun. It's not easy though. It's not easy. And it's a whole God, I don't want to say lifestyle, but there's a whole culture behind it. So when you go out and you play at country clubs and you play with certain people, certain people abide by rule. They want to play a certain way. So if you're going to play with them, they want to play a certain way. There's a lot to know. You know what, Teresa Murphy? I kind of did, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to continue on with my drive. I was in Gravesend. And yeah, I've been on for an hour and 25 minutes. I have more driving to do, so I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna. I'm probably gonna cut this off in a few more minutes, and then continue on my way. I used to always feel that way. What's real? It's so funny. And what's funny now, what's real, is that I actually enjoy watching it too. Which probably sounds even crazier to you, that I can sit there and actually watch it. And I feel it's pretty exciting. Yeah. When they Teresa, when they grabbing new clubs every year, grabbing a new driver every year, a lot of times they ended up right there. Hey, you want this? And that's the thing too. It's play. It's time to play. It's putting the time into it. Yeah. The only course down there, I played a course named, what was it called? Cream Ridge Golf Course. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I haven't played much down there. I remember Cream Ridge being a nice course. Yeah, it is. It depends on where you are, time of day. You're looking at, you can find twilight rounds for $38, $36, but if you want a weekend morning, you're up in the $60, $65 a range, for just a standard run-of-the-mill public course. Oh, wow. I hope you're feeling better now, Anthony. So, originally, I'd always go to Myrtle Beach, but then I discovered Ocean City. And I have to be completely honest with you, not just because you're saying it, but I like the courses in Ocean City more than I like the courses in Myrtle Beach. Ocean City has the links at Lighthouse Sound, right? It has Rum Point. I believe it has, there's the Irish courses too. I forgot the name of those, but I remember specifically Rum Point and Links at Lighthouse Sound. And I enjoyed the courses and the whole atmosphere and everything about Ocean City, Maryland, more than Myrtle Beach as a golf destination. Myrtle Beach, we would stay at Barefoot Landing, which is in North Myrtle Beach. So North Myrtle Beach, north of the boardwalk. But Barefoot Landing had 5 courses in there. I thought the courses in Ocean City were better. Definitely. And Tiger is a beast. Thank you, Mobland. Yeah, please hit a like. Smash that thing, please. Appreciate it. Yeah, private country clubs are, I mean, it's a whole nother level. And it's your, you know, there was always interesting nights. There's always that dilemma. It's their club. So as an employee, even as, say, a valet parker, they want you to do something specific with their car. It's their club. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, golf's good. You have to, if you know golf, you play it, you can watch it. The way they have it on TV now with the graphics and technology. You know, obviously, if you don't enjoy it or you don't watch it, you don't play it to begin with, it's not going to do you any good to watch it on TV. But if you're into it, it's very enjoyable to watch on TV. And yeah, I'm like hot and cold. I'm hot and cold with hockey, being able to watch it. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Baseball, I just love baseball, so I'm just biased towards it. But I could understand how it's hard to sit there and watch it. Absolutely, I can absolutely understand that. Mm-hmm. I feel that way. That's probably the case, Assassinino, because I feel like anytime I've tried, like one of my buddies' drivers or something, I like my old school one. And I love playing baseball also. Me and my buddies, for years, they'll try to do it again this year. Every Sunday, we get together and play hardball. 9-on-9 true hardball at the high school field. I loved it. Hardball. I did the softball, the beer league softball for a couple of years, but when you play baseball and you were a college player or a high school player, you want to play hardball. I love playing it too. And that's why as a fan, I see it as I love playing sports, so I don't get so attached to players or teams or rivalries they're cool, but I just love the sport and playing it itself. Yeah, Pine, North Carolina has the best courses. South Carolina has good ones too. Yeah. But South Carolina has Hilton Head also, where they're at this weekend. Where I just passed a few of the golf courses. I tried to get down to Harbor Town, but there was some sort of... I couldn't even get down there when I was there. Yes, the Morning Dew. That's right. Yeah, that Morning Dew down in Ocean City. That's funny. Breaking into... I mean, there's some valuable stuff in a pro shop, one of these golf course pro shops. Let me tell you something. I appreciate that. What's real? Thank you. You know what's funny, Assassinino, is when Tiger was really in his prime, I wasn't playing. When I really started playing and paying attention to golf, it was before he had really come back. So it was cool because I always knew of Tiger Woods. You know, I was always a quote-unquote fan, but I couldn't really appreciate what he was doing because I didn't know golf. I didn't play it. I didn't watch it. I knew nothing about it. It was cool then once I started getting into it. Then all of a sudden I was like, wait a second, Tiger's going to come back. I might be able to actually see this guy. So it was cool to then, once I learned golf, go and then watch him. And then got to see him live twice at the first round of the playoffs at Bethpage a few years ago. And also, I actually have video of that. I can post that. Out at the U.S. Open in Shinnecock, out east, out in the Hamptons. So that was very cool. Not the first time I heard that, Coach Rain. Definitely not the first time I heard that. Watching golf is torture. I mean, I can't blame you for thinking that way, what's real. I really, really, really can't. That's so funny. Yeah, no. And these drivers, you can adjust them. You can adjust the loft. You can adjust the, if you want to draw, or if you want to fade. Oh, that was a sound like an accident. It seems like they complicated them, to be honest with you. Yeah, what he does is just sick. It's unbelievable. And seeing it in person is it's crazy. The sound of that ball off the club, it really is amazing. But golf, baseball, sports, hey, you can't take them too seriously. You really, really, really can't take them too seriously. I think if there's anything else I wanted to show you guys before we could start moving with you guys on. If you're hanging out, sure there'll be some other folks coming on. I don't know if anyone else is scheduled or let's see. No. I'll check out the traffic. Always something you got to keep an eye on around here. Never want to run into something you're not expecting. Oh yeah, there's definitely some heavy traffic. Right in that finish it up rush hour time. And it's starting to rain. I know we're expecting some heavy thunderstorms. Try using a driving iron that's easy to hit and get a really good distance. Really forgiving. Yeah, almost like a hybrid, right? I feel like I've used a 3 or a 4 hybrid and kind of swing it like it's an iron, but you have way more. Like I even have trouble hitting, to be honest with you, a 5 iron or 4 iron. Those longer irons to me they're harder to hit. Put a 7 iron, 8, 9 pitch in my hand. But once you get up to the 5s and 4s, and I know I'll put it way up, I'll put it up on the front foot. I'll mess with the placement of the ball up on the front foot. But those are tough to hit, and I felt like even using the hybrid was a way to get around that, as opposed to just getting something out of the rough. A lot of people like to just use the hybrid if they just need to wait to get out of the rough if they're in some thick stuff. But if I have 250 ahead of me of just some open fairway, rip it with a hybrid, not a bad idea either. Oh, coaching. Oh, here comes the rain. It is. To me, that's got to be. That's probably the hardest club to hit. Back in the day, they were hitting straight 2 irons, straight razor thin 2 irons, which is crazy. Unbelievable. What time is it? 5:54. Check this traffic one more time, guys. We'll see. Been on for an hour. Wow, hour and 40 minutes. Awesome, man. Do I appreciate it? I really, 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 really do. I hope you guys were able to catch some of the beginning. We're over in Gravesend. Yeah, there's a lot of courses around here, Assassinino, too, where they're shorter, so you can get away with not using the driver as much. You can play a lot of irons off holes and hybrids and 3-woods, and the 3-wood. I feel like I sometimes have trouble with a 3-wood also. If anything, I kind of hit this high pop fade instead of driving a hard draw with it. it's crazy how you get hot and cold too. You feel good with the driver, and then you go back and you're not feeling too great with the irons, but then you're not feeling, one's work. If you can get it all working at the same time, I guess that's the secret. But especially a course like Forest Park around here, it's a short course. You can put the driver away for the day. You really can. I'm gonna start rolling a little, guys. Just a little bit further. Get away from here just for a minute. So this is Marine Park, Brooklyn. If you guys don't know, the park we would just park next to is the park itself, and then this is the neighborhood of Marine Park. Love the homes on the right. So those homes on the right, what make them great is that they actually have driveways behind them, parking spaces and garages behind them. There's an alleyway that runs the length. So this neighborhood, as you can see too, is it's parking is not too much of an issue, but to have a place like that too, and then know that you have a parking spot in the back or a garage, it's nice. It's very nice. Here comes the rain. Yep. Coming up on 6 o'clock. You really do. It's that muscle memory. Getting that club square every time, trusting the grip. I noticed too, even a lot of the times when I first started playing, I'd grip the club, I'd get the grip right how I wanted it, and then when you stand over the ball, all of a sudden you're changing your grip. Instinctively, you're changing it. I noticed it with them, they get that grip set, they don't change the grip. And then having that muscle memory to bring the club back, trusting it, and then trusting it all the way through. What I'll do is I'll take you down to Avenue U again. Back on Avenue U. Flatbush Avenue is just to the left of us, or to the east of us. Flatbush Avenue being the major north to south, it basically splits Brooklyn in half. It's the belly of Brooklyn, north to south. Marine Park, there were plans for Marine Park. They were supposed to build an arena down here, and the subways, because the subway system doesn't come all the way into this neighborhood. It stops up by the Flatbush Avenue Junction by Brooklyn College. That expansion was supposed to be part of a whole plan to bring the World's Fair and eventually a Super Bowl down here to Marine Park. But the people that were down here had developed it into a pretty zoned, strictly residential. They had the backlash and it never happened. So a lot of people think that hurt the neighborhood. A lot of people think it saved the neighborhood, and that it kept it quiet. It didn't bring the subways, didn't bring as much commercialization into the area. But I want to show you, Assassinito. I am going to show you one of the golf courses in Brooklyn. straight ahead. Marine Park Golf Course, public course, great course. They just put a lot of money into it. And certain holes, you have a really cool view of the New York City skyline. So you're on a golf course, and you know it's very cool. So it's straight ahead. I know obviously you can't see the course, but straight ahead, and we're gonna wrap around it. You'll be able to see parts of it. Kings Plaza Shopping Center is straight ahead, for those of you that know the area. So if I whip around here, this is all still a golf course. Can't really see it too much. Once we turn, you'll be able to see it more. But we'll be on here in the summer. We'll definitely be on here in the summer. Once I make this turn, you'll definitely be able to tell it's a golf course. You'll see here. So all along this right-hand side, Marine Park Golf Course. They just putting brand new moguls and stuff there. Get over and give you a wider view here. See just parking lot. Good restaurant too, right here on the right. What I'm going to do is actually, so not driving range, but I'm going to take you to the driving range. The driving range is not on the grounds of the golf course. The driving range we're going to go to the driving range. It's down Flatbush Avenue. So we're going to cross over the Belt Parkway. Belt Parkway is going left to right, east to west. So right, west towards Staten Island, left, east towards Long Island. There's traffic going both ways. But yeah, I'll take you over to the driving range, and we'll end it over there. Down here, really down on the southern tip of Brooklyn here. If we continue on, we go down to the beach. Rockaway Beach. You can probably see the bridge up ahead. These guys got places to go. Jeez. Oh, here's the driving range. I'll pull in here. See if any of my friends are in here. Like, thanks for the invite. I'll pull in here, give you guys a shot of this, and see my goodbyes. Get the boat dock here. Floyd Bennett Field on the left is a historical. Floyd Bennett Field on the left was an actual active Air Force base. I don't know if Air Force, but military base during World War II. Lots and lots of history back there. I will definitely go back there one day, for sure. Let me take you down into here. Driving range in Brooklyn. Actually, I'll just give you a quick. See that? That's actually where my high school plays its home football games. And my high school that I went to is in Manhattan. And we're in the southern tip of Brooklyn. But they play there. Brand new AstroTurf field. Come over here. All putting greens and practice area. Back here. We got some fellas practicing. It's always a good time. Always a good time at the range. Get up on this hill. Let me give you guys a view. we'll come out here soon. Now that the weather's turning, come out here, start getting my swings. I'll hook up the GoPro, and you guys can make fun of me at how bad my golf swing is. How about that? Oh, man. Good stuff. Yeah, no, golf is great. Even just the time to come here. But this is, I mean, being the fact that this is Brooklyn, New York, we're in the middle of the city, and you have that this year, it's great. As you can see, it's not crowded. I mean, yes, it's about to pour, but it's typically like this. Is it the most aesthetically pleasing place in the world? No. That's why when you go down to South Carolina and you go down to North Carolina and you see their driving ranges, even if you go out to the Hamptons or whatever, but even Long Island. But this serves its point, purpose. It's great. We have a golf course and a driving range, putting green, chipping area, practice bunkers, all right here. And then on the left there, the mats actually end and you can hit off the grass, which is great. Practice off the grass because hitting off a mat is completely different. Completely different. The mat is so much more forgiving. So if you actually get out there and you practice on the grass, it's much more true practice. Yeah, it's true. Really. Why even add fuel to the fire? I mean, really. I'll get up there like Charles Barkley. I think my swing's better than Barkley's. So I think I think I'm safe saying that. Not sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'm telling you, I got the clamp for the GoPro. I'll hook it right up. Or I could just park right here, right? Go out there, take a few hacks. That's what I should do. I don't have clubs, so. But I am going to I'm going to say my goodbyes, guys. Co-Train, thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Sassanino, obviously, thank you. What's Real, thank you. I know Mobland was in here. Anthony Elios, of course. Teresa Murphy. Keep an eye out on Ryan. David S. Cameron. I know Cousin Paulie was in here earlier. But I appreciate it. Really do. You could tell it was so nice today being out with the Barkley. Yeah. He really is. He had his commercials for the I don't know if you saw during the Masters. Because the Masters, it's funny, they only have 3 sponsors: IBM, AT&T, and Mercedes-Benz. That's why the commercial breaks are so quick, because they only use those 3 sponsors. But yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for joining. You also have a great day. Always a pleasure. You guys always hop in. I'll be on Saturday, guys. Saturday with Scotty Boy. We're taking a road trip. Mentioned it a few times before, but I'll mention it again. Probably sometime between 12 noon and 1 p.m. this Saturday. We're going to take a road trip to Pennsylvania. Me and Scotty for the day. So we'll have a few hours there and a few hours back. That should be fun. That should be tons of fun. Hopefully we don't have too much Easter weekend traffic, if you know what I mean. But that's going to be cool. I'm going to try to get the laptop ready for that too. So hopefully you guys, I'll schedule it so it's up there. Saturday, 1 p.m., Pennsylvania. Central PA, I believe. I'll have the details in the description and everything. But thank you, Coach Train. Thank you, What's Real. Thank you. Yeah, Scott's funny. Believe me, he is, God, wait until he really warms up too. He's a character. He is a character. He's a funny dude. So, and then once we get flowing and once we get going on this trip, it should be tons and tons of fun. Appreciate that. Really do. Oh yeah, you have no idea, Coach Train. You have no idea. He's definitely I guess us actually hanging out as adults has only been, I guess, it's about 2 years now. But we know he basically grew up with my great best friend and then moved to Maryland. So I never really, got close to him. He moved away and then came back about 2 years ago. So when he came back, reconnected with my friend, I got introduced to him, so it was a natural natural born friendship through the friend. So yeah, no, he's a great guy. And Daddy Dar's Kitchen, can't forget him. Got to shout out Daddy Dar, Ayaz Dar, who was in the chat yesterday. He is also a very, very, very good friend of myself, Scott, and our mutual friend. So the four of us are very, 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 very good friends. It's funny. Cousin Paulie's like, I don't know how you keep up with all these people. I know a lot of people. That's one group of friends. I have my Dart Beach Queens. I got the Queens guy. You know, it's hard keeping up. It's really, really, really hard keeping up. But no, Scott's a really, really, really good friend, and he's busting his ass on the cell at 25, and I'll probably wind up seeing him tonight at some point. But it should be fun. Yeah, please hit the like button. And Mobland, thank you for popping in. NTT guy. Who's the NTT guy? Well, who? Co-train. Oh, Florgon. That's a great question. See, Florgon's part of the other group of friends I have. That's a good question. You know, we always get on his case too, because he's the one guy that will all go out and he'll be like, nah. He's that guy. He's sitting there freaking getting rich off his stupid friggin' graphics over there when we're all out hanging out. But yeah, no, that's Florgon 333. He's a Queens guy, born and bred. He's not. Scott doesn't know him, actually. I have to have a live. If I had a live with just all the different freaking people, that'd be funny. But he's friends with J Gal Bags that came in a few times. But guys, thank you. Really, can't say it enough. Appreciate it. I know I got to get him on here, and I'll do something. I'll try to do something specific on that. I'll tell him. I'll give him the free reign to because he's a knowledgeable guy, knowledgeable guy, definitely. So it would be worthwhile to. And I know he loves explaining that stuff. He loves teaching it. He loves exposing it to the outside world. So I know it's something that he would love to do. If I could really, God, if I have a lot of my friends have a lot of knowledge in a lot of different areas that love to share their knowledge. And if I could kind of somehow put it all together where they could share it with you guys, man, it could really work. But Co-Train, I will see you. Mobland, I'll see you. Sassanito, what's real? Teresa, Cuz, everyone, really, thank you. Next time I see you guys will probably be on Saturday. I probably will not go live tomorrow. So look out for that. All right. Thank you.